Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Paula. Good morning, Pam. Hello, hello, hello. It's Manera, and we are live. Live. You're early for a change, Pam? Yeah, I'm late. I don't know. Am I early? Am I late? I don't even know anymore. Sometimes I have to be early to set up the live to make room for technology's changes. Make room for Facebook changes. Make room for, I don't know, all the different changes. See if it works, see if it doesn't work, troubleshoot. We're coloring another page today from Just BE Coloring Book. We're going to give it a little bit because we want to make sure that everyone else gets here. Just going to kind of get myself organized. Hey, good morning, Alice. We're using Black Widow Dragon pencils today. I'm really excited about this because I haven't used these in a while. My cover is a little bent. See if I can unbend it. So what's new with everybody? How's everyone holding up in the heat? Did anyone see that video with that dog that had was in love with snow so much that the owner bought him a snow machine? And I didn't know, of course I had to look it up after that. I didn't know that you could buy a snow machine on Amazon. How cool is that? I know. Isn't that crazy? I'm excited about this page today because I feel like it's going to be bright colors. And let's take a look at what is in the book for BE ARTSY is our topic today. What do you think about this term too? I have a lot of questions today, by the way. I'm going to be like a 3-year-old today. I'm just going to have a lot of questions. Let's take a look at this page. It's got a lot of different colors, a lot of different areas of the page and the flowers that are not only left white for a little bit of a pop, but it also has a lot of areas that are heavy pressure or can be heavy pressure and have some dark colors like this red here in the middle of this flower here, and of course the green along the border, and of course her outfit in her orange hair, because who doesn't have orange hair? Hey, good morning, Dawn. And of course the yellow sunflower. I bought these beautiful sunflowers last week, actually, that were red and orange and yellow. They were the most beautiful flowers. I need to go buy some more because I've never seen sunflowers like this as cut flowers. Pam says, I like to watch reels where the dogs use their word buttons to communicate with their humans. Oh, that dog. What is her name? She's a black and white dog. I follow her on Instagram. Oh, what is her name? I want to say Buffy or... No, it's not Buffy. Hey, Chris. How's it going? I knew what you said, Pam. How about that? How crazy is that? Reels. Yeah, that dog. They have all these different buttons, and what the heck is her name? Does anybody else follow this dog? Bunny. Thank you. Bunny. Why did I want to say Buffy? Bunny. Isn't it amazing that she's taught that dog to do that with those buttons? That she knows exactly what to say? Whether she's asking a question or... Yeah, it is amazing. I don't know if I would want my dogs to do that. I think that I would love for my dogs to talk, but then I wonder sometimes, do I really want them to talk? Maybe they wouldn't shut up. Maybe they would be chatterboxes. Maybe they would be sarcastic. So I don't know if I would really want them to say much. What do you think? I don't know if they... Dawn, would you want your dogs to talk? I don't know what they would say. I think Scarlett would be a little sarcastic sometimes. I think Paisley... Paisley might complain a lot. So that's what my take on them is. I don't really know what their voices would sound like. Maybe a little kiddish, maybe old ladyish. These are the things that pop into my head. Pam's laughing. All right, so let's get ourselves together here. Pull it in, reel it in, right? So we've got this page today, BE ARTSY. Let's first take a look about what this is all about. And the first thing that I started on this page with, or I include, why Miley would only be more bossy. Oh, right? She'd probably say, come on, chop, chop, lady. What are you doing? Right? Get her two little paws together and clap them together. Chop, chop, lady. So this quote by Osho. I say Osho. Do you think that she'd have a clipboard, Chris. I picture her with a clipboard, with checking it off with her little marker, with her pencil that she lick. Did you ever notice that people lick pencil tips? Why do people do that? I was watching Carol Burnett on YouTube last night and cracking up laughing, and they were licking a pencil tip. Anyway, all right, I'm branching here. Pam says a cat pushed the button for litter, and it was the mom's garbage overflowing. Oh my goodness. All right, so to be creative means to be in love with life. What do you think about that? That's just a quote from Osho. I don't really know how to pronounce that name. My apologies. And then I went on to write myself. Creativity allows each person to express themselves from their heart. And I think it has to do with anything that allows you to create something, whether it's painting, drawing, fine art, performing art, cooking, sewing, gardening, whatever, right? Creativity allows each person to express themselves from their heart. Your true self will shine through when you are creative. It can be as simple as finding an odd-shaped rock on the ground and you see it as shaped as an animal's head. Or it can be cooking a delicious meal for friends or family. What really matters is, are you enjoying the process? Are you happy with the results? Have you learned something about yourself through the creation process? Being creative allows one to unplug from the chaos of life and escape to a place of peace. Create something today. So when I think about this term, be artsy, I have two thoughts about this word, this term, be artsy. One of them, it's like almost a sarcastic term that people might say to an artist. It says, "Oh, you're so artsy." I hate when people say that, you know? So I also think that be artsy can be taken as a positive, where you are going to create your world and you are going to actually be artistic within your world and be creative. So we're talking about creativity here today. In one of my coloring handbooks, I have a whole section about creativity and and some creativity exercises, some different articles that I wrote about creativity. And I don't know if anyone is familiar with my podcast that I have, but I have a podcast called Art Spot. And I really haven't done much with it, but it's really just talking about all things that have to do with art and being creative. And if you're interested in listening to that, you can head over to my website, or you can just ask me here and I'll give you the link to the podcast actually. Hey, good morning, Mamie. Chris is saying that her cat will definitely have a clipboard. Why am I thinking Ed Asner on the Mary Tyler Moore show, Chris? That he's walking out of his office. So here comes the cat out of her office with a piece of paper in her hand. I don't know. She's giving me the Ed Asner reporter working with a clipboard type attitude. I don't know. Hey, Marianne. Good morning, Ann, and everyone, Marianne is saying. Good morning to you too, Marianne. So I think that if you are not enjoying the process of what you're creating, and it could be horrible. It doesn't have to, we're not talking about the end result. We're not talking about what type of beauty, and I say that with air quotes, that you're producing. We're not talking about something that someone else may give you a compliment about. We're talking about something that you have enjoyed the process of creating. So maybe it is something, I don't know, simple. A simple thing, you created it. You cooked a meal, you enjoyed the process. You, no one else, you are happy with the results. And you've learned something about yourself. Maybe you've learned that you enjoy that. Maybe you've learned that your mind has gone to that place of stillness. And I like to think about creativity as a form of meditation, because you want to be able to get yourself to get to that point where you are happy with it. I'm all about the process for sure, says Paula. Exactly. It's not about the end result. It's not about what you've created and you're comparing. There's no room to compare yourself to others. We don't compare yourself to others, because there's no room for that. You want to make sure that you created something for yourself, and we're all guilty. We're all guilty of saying, wow, they did such a great job, right? Wow, that looks really good. They did a better job than me. We're all guilty of that. But you can't let yourself do that. You can't let yourself be in that mindset. You have to I'm just kind of organizing myself here. You have to really get yourself to the point where it's all about what you've created in the process what you've created and how you got there and what you thought about or didn't think about. Maybe you didn't think about anything, and that's great in my mind. Who wants to go to... It's like when you go to sleep and your mind is racing. I don't like that. Not something I like at all. I want to be able to relax. I want to be able to get my mind to relax. And just enjoy the process. So I'm using Black Widow Dragon pencils today. I am going to give this one a quick sharpen. This one is called Gold Dust. And I'm going to use this to start out with these sunflowers in the corners. I just need to give it a quick sharpen. I did not take the time to sharpen all my pencils like I should have. And I have to say the lead on this pencil compared to the tip is not exactly the same, but I love Black Widows. Black Widow colored pencils is going to actually be giving away 4 sets of Cobra Black Widow colored pencils at coloring camp. So 4 people will have a chance to win those pencils. I mean, really, that is really, really generous of them to do that. Let me get Scarlett some help. What is happening? Oh, I see. All right, you want that? Let's be quiet, girls. So, yeah, all about that process and how you get there, you know. It's not about the results, right, Paula? It's not about, oh, I can't do this, or you want to be able to enjoy the process. And maybe you don't, your skill is different than someone else's, but who cares? Who cares? It's about enjoying it. It's about learning something about yourself. It's about challenging yourself to create something. And I also truly believe that anybody can draw, anybody can paint. You may think you can't, but you can. I think that where we get stuck is we start to think to ourselves, I'm not good enough. And that's when the process part really becomes into play, and it really becomes the most important part of the whole thing. So same thing with coloring. I think that some people really know how to kind of make their colored pencils sing, and some people get stuck with maybe the technique. Some people get stuck with what colors they should use. But you have to really just kind of trust it. Trust your gut. Trust what you're being guided to do. Here comes my friend Paisley, who's very upset with me right now. Paisley, what's wrong, honey? What's the matter? Well, what happened to your bone? I guess she thinks that I have something that I don't have. Let's get her something. Come here, Paisley. I don't know what you did with it, Pete. You gonna do up and down today? She needs a cookie. There they are. It's going to be one of those days, Paula. It's going to be one of those days. Don't go to the gym. Just keep getting up and down out of your chair. Paisley, do you want one of these? Oh my goodness, is all I have to say, right? Oh my goodness, Paisley. That's all I know. Here you go, honey. I don't know what to tell her. All right, so she always needs a cookie, right? She always thinks that she needs to have something. Lots of up and down. Lots of chatter. Lots of chatter. Here you go. Paisley, why don't you lay down right there? Come on, lay down right there and you'll be able to reach it. Come on, lay down. Thank you for putting up with me. Marianne says, I am in my zone, coloring outside with nature all around me, my favorite place. Marianne, I just have a question for you. What is the temperature outside? Because it is so hot here. It's like 84 degrees here right now. The humidity is horrid. And I think that I'm probably the closest to you of anyone. I don't know, am I? We're pretty close. And It's warm, unless you're closer to the ocean than me. I don't know. It's hot. It's supposed to be 107 here on Friday, and 103 tomorrow. I mean, what is going on? Someone turn off the flame here and stop cooking us. It's just crazy. How do you cope with the heat? I just feel like sometimes I just cannot get myself to be cool. Does anybody else have this problem? No matter what air conditioner is humming, no matter what is on, breezy under the gazebo. Well, I'm going to head to your house because it is not at all, it's just not like that here. It's really, really humid. You know? All right, girls. That's the last one. So, artsy. What do you think about the term? When someone says, oh, they're so artsy. You know, I actually had like a weird dream last night about this coloring page and this term. Alice is saying, not too long, no, Marianne says, not too far from ocean in Long Island. That is true. When I look at the map and I look at Rhode Island and I look where you live, we're pretty close. Don't you think? We could probably swim to each other. We could be like, you know, head over by boat. Alice is saying, I think coloring is supposed to be for us to de-stress and relax. I see so many groups focus on who did the best job. You know what? I do too. I see so many people thinking that who did the best job, who did this, who did that. Scarlett has a biscuit under my desk. Scarlett, you've got to be kidding me. I can't get that. Can you? Oh, man. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, brother. This dog, I'll tell you. Okay. Yeah, a lot of groups do that, Alice, don't they? You know what else a lot of groups have? Drama. And, you know, it's too much drama. Why? Why? I don't understand. I've had a coloring group since 2015. And never have I had problems with drama. Never. And, I mean, maybe there's some people that kind of post, like, weird stuff that's, like, spam, that I do need to kind of say, okay, you're gone, goodbye to you. But I never have drama between the members. And the other part is that some people say to me, how do you have time to run that coloring group? There is no time involved. I don't understand where that comes from. You know, too many people saying too many things. If you're focused on the bad and focused on the drama, don't you think that that's all that will happen? And focused on what's gonna go wrong, or focus on where the trouble is. And if you're looking for the troublemakers, don't you think the troublemakers will appear? That's what I kind of think about the groups, about different coloring groups. Like Scarlett right now is totally focused on some sort of trouble going on. I leave groups with drama too. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy that they're that dramatic. Alice says, if I want drama, I will call my family, right? No kidding. Watch TV if you want drama. There's never anything good on TV anymore anyway. It's all about killing and murder. And although I did watch that show on Netflix last night, Uncoupled, with, what's his name? Neil Patrick Harris. Poor guy, I want to call him Doogie Howser, but it was actually very good. I was against it at first. The first episode I didn't really like it. But it was created by the Sex and the City people, so it's kind of got that vibe to it. It's good. Paula says, Scarlett makes me smile. She makes me smile too. She's a great dog. She is an incredible dog that was just a surprise in my life. I never ever imagined getting Scarlett. Never even, like, you know, she was just a huge surprise. My dog had died. I had a dog that had died suddenly. And I was so upset. And It was really the first dog that had passed away that I was that close to. And I just didn't, I had 2 other dogs and they were so sad, and I was like, maybe I should get another dog to cheer them up, but couldn't do it. And then finally, after 6 months, I was looking online and I found this breeder in Michigan, and I was looking at these English setter puppies in this English setter breeder, and on a whim, I said, you know what, I think I need to call. And I think I need to call about this dog. And that was on July 15th, 2011. And I called and I talked to the breeder, and he said, oh yeah, we have 1 dog left that's available. The puppies were born yesterday. So I talked to him for a little while. We did kind of like a phone interview. And then the next thing you know, I was getting a puppy. It was crazy. It was awesome. So Scarlett arrived. Scarlett arrived in 2000, and this is called Maiden Pink, by the way. And I'm going to move up to this flower right here. She arrived in the midst of we had a huge hurricane. Well, I don't know if it was a hurricane or a tropical storm. Tropical storm Irene. I think it was a hurricane, and then it turned into a tropical storm. Anyway, we lost power, and my friend went to go pick her up. He drove all the way to Michigan and drove all the way back with her. And as soon as he got here, on the next day, we had no power for like 24 hours. And she arrived with no power at my house. So, no power. I have 2 dogs. One of them was like, what is going on? They were already upset because of the storm, the thunder, the wind, the rain. Now we have no electricity. It was hot. It was in like the end of August. And here comes this little teeny tiny puppy. And she was so adorable. So, she's full of personality. So that's how Scarlett arrived into my world. Isn't it amazing when when things are people or dogs just kind of post pics of them as puppies? Oh, they're so cute, Marianne. I'll have to post pictures of them. When I got Paisley, Scarlett was I was going to breed Scarlett actually to have puppies, but Scarlett had what's called an umbilical hernia. A lot of dogs have them. So usually when that happens, they're not really good you can't really, it's questionable. And then I decided that I don't really need to get myself involved in breeding a puppy or breeding a dog and having puppies. It's a lot of work. So I had her spayed. So now I think that maybe she might have wanted to be a mother, because when I got Paisley, who was a birthday gift to me from my best friend, Paisley looked like she was stuffed. She really did look like she was stuffed. And Scarlett really just took her like under her wing. Isn't this pretty, Pam? And she just taught her everything she needed to know. Right, Paisley? Paisley's listening to this whole story. And she just took care of her like she was her puppy. Sometimes I think that Scarlett thinks that Paisley is her pet. And not really mine. Anyway, I will post some pictures. I got to get off my puppy story. Alice is saying, I do it because it helps me relax and I do my best, but I don't want to be judged on my abilities. I agree. Hey, Rosie, I didn't even see you. I watch kids and game show much happier. Yes. Right? You have to make sure you find things that are going to make you happy and going to improve your life. Something that has to improve your life. And if people are saying horrible things and negative things to you, then move on, is what I say. There's no time for negativity. Just like Alice is saying, you don't want to be judged. Exactly. You don't need to be judged. There's too much judgment in this world, you know? This is really pretty. Maiden Pink is the color of this one. All right, so now I'm going to move on to this flower right here, which is a lighter pink. So I forgot that this set of colored pencils had so many pretty colors in it. This one's called Lady Jane. Let's give it a quick sharpen. And I feel like the center of this flower should be this color right here, which is called, ooh, Evil Red. Exactly, right? Pamela's got it. You please you. That's a great way of saying it. You please you. Don't go by what other people are saying. Create something and do things to enjoy yourself, and don't compare yourself to others. Did everyone see the coloring page that I posted in the coloring group? It was a whole verse about coloring, and Marianne had posted it, and she had gotten it from Cindy Howard, and I don't know who the author is. We don't know who the author is, right? Alice is saying that she doesn't have these pencils yet. Are the colors different from the other sets? Yes. Yes, they are. I actually think that this set is one of the better sets. Now that I'm looking at it again. I forgot about these. I don't know why I forgot. But look at the colors. Can you see all the colors that are in here? I think that my least favorite one is, well, skin tones. I mean, it's for skin, right? But look at the colors in these. In this set. I guess it was easy to see like this. Those are the colors. And I do have a piece of paper behind here as usual, by the way. I didn't say that at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, look at those colors. I think all Black Widow's pencils have different colors in each set. And it's done like that on purpose. It's by design. So that when you have all of the Black Widow sets, which how many are there? There's Widow, Cobra, Monarch, Scorpion. Widow, Cobra, Monarch, Scorpion, Dragon. There's 5 of these. Plus, there's the 2 skin tone sets, so that's 7. But they don't all have the same amount. Like some have 24, some have 36. This has 36. So I don't know exactly how many pencils altogether. I'd have to look at all of them. I keep all my Black Widow pencils in their own little cases. I don't let them, hang with each other. Does anybody know how many pencils total you would have if you had all of the sets of Black Widows? I think this is probably one of my favorites. The other thing is that some of them, like the Monarchs, I think are very light. The Cobra has a lot of good blues. But this set has a very, very interesting palette of color. Got this one up here also. And I'm doing the heavy pressure here, but again, this color is light, so as heavy as or hard, whatever pressure I use here, I'm still liking the shade that I'm getting. This one's called Lady Jane. I like bright colors, Pam's saying. I like how they contrast the darker colors. I love spring flower colors and autumn harvest. Oh, me too. Autumn harvest colors. Where is autumn? Right? I cannot wait. You think there's 144, Marianne? I'm going to go with what you're saying. I don't have them in a zip case. Maybe I like them in their tins. I like the tins. What do you do with the tins when you're done when you take them out? Some people throw them away. I wouldn't do that. I would definitely keep them. All right, now I'm using Evil Red. I don't really think it's evil, but I'm going to go with this Evil Red in the center of this particular flower. Paisley's having a conniption back there because Scarlett has this bone and she wants it, and I gave out 2 and I don't know where the other one is, and it's quite a day back there in the other room. Paisley is usually so quiet and then she can get so pushy. So what do you think about this question here? Have you learned something about yourself through the creation process? What do you think about that? Do you think that it's possible to learn something about yourself? Have you learned something about yourself through the creation process? What do you think? I think that, I don't know. I think that I've exceeded my own expectations. I put watercolor pencils in them. I use tins for all miscellaneous pencils, Prisma and Prismascolas. Well, that's a good idea, Marianne. I think I've exceeded my expectations about what I'm capable of creating. That's what I think. I think that sometimes I look at something I've painted, for example. Hang on, I've got to help her for a minute. Now what? Here, it's right here. Look, this is it. I think I look at things that I've created or I've painted, mostly painting, I think it happens to me. Painting, and I say to myself, wow, I didn't really think that I'd be able to do that. And I surprised myself. Does anybody else have this happen with anything that they create? That you actually surprise yourself? I have to get them to the dogs. I have to split something up for them. They're working on this bone and I don't know. You guys are being kind of a little crazy today, huh? You're getting a little struck crazy from the heat? Yeah? Alright, this one's for you. And this one's for you. There you go. Okay. Never a dull moment. You said it. Right? Dawn says, I learned that I am better than I think when I create. Yes, that's what happens. That's what's happened to me too. I've learned that myself. I've learned that, do you ever walk away from something and say, wow, I can't believe I did that? And I bet you don't even, or how about you create something and then you do not really remember, not that you blacked out, but you don't remember what happened. Pam says, definitely, I have more patience and am calmer and more thoughtful when I am creating with coloring or crocheting. I finish a project and say, wow, I did that. Yeah, same thing with like doing something to your house. That happens to me with doing things like fixing something at home or like some sort of like DIY project. Some things I would not tackle. But some things, like painting something or maybe just fixing something or working on something outside, and you're like, wow, I did that. You know, you can probably do more than you think you can. You know, you can probably create more things than you think that you are capable of creating. I think that is true for everybody. All right, we're going to move on to a purple. Now, we've got this purple flower right here, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this one that is called Blue Tongue. What an odd name for a pencil. You got to admit. A little odd. Give me a quick sharpen. Yeah, there is never a dull moment with a pet, right? Right, Paula? Never, ever. I don't know what happens. Or doing crazy, or sometimes they do like a crazy thing. Oof. All right, so this is this Blue Tongue color, which is such a strange name. I gotta say, these dragon pencils do have some names that are very odd. Like, well, Green Glow isn't bad. Nail Polish is another color, or Light Rust. Picasso Sky. Oh, Picasso Sky might actually look good in the background. Dragon Breath. Ooh. Dark Night, Orange Petal. Some good names. Paisley, I don't have anything else, my friend. You already gave out whatever I had. So if you'd like to pick up a pencil and color, knock yourself out. I don't know. I think that sometimes the dogs are better when I'm doing a Zoom class and everybody is there. What do you think? What do you think? They keep you on your toes, right? Oh, my goodness. I wouldn't have it any other way, actually. Dawn says, I do that at times and I blow myself away. I'm also in the DIY mode all the time. Me too. I have surprised myself with the repairs and decorating I have done on my new house. Yeah, I'm always in DIY mode too. I actually was watching this video. I think it was on YouTube last night. And it was this, I guess it's a kit to take a laminate countertop and make it, refinish it and make it look like it's wood. It's a wood butcher block. I don't think I would do that. Plus, my countertops are Formica. But that's different than laminate. Because the laminate, they had to like, I don't know, it just looked like such a huge undertaking. Or how about the people that, create a floor with pennies? I've always wanted to do that. Alice says, I think a lot of times we are hard on ourselves because we don't think it's good enough. That's why we don't need anyone judging our work. I agree with you. I'm my own worst critic, right? You have to pick this choice or she shuts off. I'm my own worst critic. What do you think about that, Dawn? I don't know if that would be a good idea. I mean, especially because food will touch it, and I don't know. It's like refinishing your own bathtub. I'm not about to take on that project. I don't mind painting. I don't mind putting in a new floor, maybe. Or, I don't know. I don't have a project in the works right now, but I do have a list. All right, so there is my purple color, my like lavender. Yeah, I think so too, Pam. I do too. I think we are definitely all our own worst critics. Like, how do you get out of that mode? I mean, but at the same time, you'd be really conceited if you weren't. So, I mean, maybe we're just humble. I think that the line of, when you cross the line of being your own worst critic, and it kind of like, you know, paralyzes you to do more, to not do anything else, you know, it stops you from doing anything else, then I think that it's hurtful. It's not good to yourself. You're hurting yourself. But if you can just kind of get that mindset that you can create something no matter what it is, and you've put yourself into it, I worked on these this painting yesterday. It was a bird. Did anyone see it? I put it on it's not hanging on my front door right now. It was on a round wooden panel, like these little wooden, you know, like craft wood type thing, right? And I painted the background so it was a faux wood finish, and then I added a bird with some pussy willows. And I've had several people say, I would love to have one of those. And I don't really think, you know, what cracks me up, some people don't realize that all of my paintings are for sale. And when I told her that I could paint a custom one, she was thrilled, this one person. So had a couple of people message me. And I didn't really paint that because I wanted to do it that way, but it's a compliment when that happens, don't you think? All right, so here is just this last flower, I believe. Is it my last one? Oh no, I have two more. This one right here too. Now, I think I might put a little bit of a darker color in the center so I can just kind of darken it up on this particular flower. I don't know if I have a dark purple in here. No, I don't, so I'm not going to do that. This was the darkest one, I believe. Because there was another one that was light. It's this one right here, this lavender one. So, pretty color though. I don't think that the color that's coming out of the pencil, like the lead, is actually the same color as what that tip is though. I would like to advance to the point where I draw my own pictures and then color them. I like birds. That's what Pam is saying. Have you tried it? Give it a try. You won't know until you actually try it. All right, so this is that lavender color still, and we're still continuing on to this one. Now the center of these lavender flowers is yellow. Alice says, I agree, Anne. I don't care what anyone says, but when someone likes what you did, it makes you feel so good. It does, right? It keeps you going. And you know, that's why people like social media. That's why people like to post their creations on Instagram or Facebook, or even Pinterest. Because people compliment. Everyone is looking for a compliment. And maybe you don't think you're looking for a compliment, but that compliment definitely makes a difference. So I think where we start to lose sight of it, I'm just going to give this a quick sharpen. The next one I'm using is Mellow Yellow. And you know you're singing it. Oh, you should try another black ink drawing and then create that as a coloring page, Pam. That would look great. I'm going to do yellow center for Mellow Yellow, you know, the song. I think people start to lose sight a little bit of when people put things on Facebook. Don't forget, they're only showing you their best self. They're only showing you the good parts of life, right? They're only showing you what is good, what's good. So when you start to look at people's lives and you start to say, wow, look how good they went out to eat, they look really good, or look how clean their house is. I mean, you can't go by that, because you have to realize that they're not showing you the everyday. They're not showing you the everyday thing. They're not showing you the fail that they made or that they had when it came to maybe creating something or painting something, or people aren't going to show you that stuff. All right, we've got the center of this one, which is kind of a lavender color, which I'm going to go with this color here. This lavender color here. But I really just kind of think that you have to really kind of take what you're seeing with a grain of salt, because they're only showing you the good part. And that's not fair that they do that. But if you were going to have company, you would clean your house. So think of it that way too. All right, so I've got all of those all finished. Now don't forget, the middle of my sunflowers are all going to be white right there. Except for that little center section, it's kind of an orangey color in the middle for this part right here. And this one is called Sundown. What an interesting, this is a really nice color actually. The pigment of it is really, well, the lead is soft. Did you ever notice that some colors are just not as soft as others? Wonder why that happens. You know, I'm working on a new color palette book, and I have 4 color palette books that are on Amazon, that are in regular books and in Kindles, and they basically have a photograph, and then they've got like 5, right? Mistakes really make it to Facebook. Exactly, Alice. So these color palette books have like a color of something. Here is the pink color again for her shirt. They have a photograph, and then they have like 4 or 5 colors. And the whole point and the whole idea behind these color palette books is that they're supposed to be so that you can get an idea or maybe some inspiration to create something new with different colors. And you get to say, wow, those colors really look good together, where maybe you didn't realize that those 2 colors would look good together. And you can use them for not only some sort of artistic project, whether it's coloring or painting, or you could use them for getting dressed or home design project or whatnot. So I'm creating a new book that is going to have not only color palettes, but it's going to have some worksheets in it. So it's going to be kind of like a color palette, color inspiration style workbook, where you'll be able to learn how to create, to add some colors together so that they create some sort of color harmony. It'll talk about just maybe some different, some interesting information about color theory, and just a little, taking it a little deeper. Rather than just looking at that color palette book, you'll be able to open it up and maybe apply some of the information that you've learned in the book to a coloring page, or there'll be some exercises, there'll be some swatching exercises, and there'll also be some information on different colored pencils, because I think what ends up happening is a lot of people will take a color palette book and then they just don't know, well, what pencil will match that color type thing. And that's really not what it's meant to do, but I want to just kind of take it a step further to kind of teach people how to do that and how to use it correctly. So that's what I want to do. So I've been working on that. All right, this color right here is called Shiraz. I don't know why, but that's what this bottom color. And now I'm going to use Dragon Breath around the center of the flower on her shirt. And I use that lavender color, which is called Picasso Sky, which I would imagine that would be blue, but it's not. And now I'm going to go back in with this deep yellow color like we used for the sunflower and do the center of the flower on her shirt so that her shirt is all done. Now, as far as her face, I'm going to go with Orange Petal while I read Pam's comment. Pam says, it was so great to see a post from a mom with 4 kids who dared to show her cluttered house as is. I applauded her willingness to show her messy house because she said she's rather spend time with her kids playing and teaching them things and being outdoors with them. I saw a similar post by someone on Instagram. I think she has 3 kids. And she got a lot of comments back after she posted that her house was messy. And she wanted, people just said, thank you for showing that this is not, that this is your reality, because, and now she has been posting even more pictures on purpose. And what she posted was not on purpose. It was more by accident, that she had a post of one of her kids swinging in a bouncy thing. I think I've talked about this before. And behind the kid was a huge mess. And she said, you know, this is what life is every day. And now she'll post like pictures of her piles of laundry, or I don't know, uncut grass, or whatever it is that is going to make you think, wow, she really is just like me. Got a lime green color going on over here. Do this one. So it's good to see that type of thing, isn't it? Because you want to make sure that you are, you know, you shouldn't get stressed out about keeping a clean, I don't know, cleanliness. I'm not saying that it has to be like completely messy, but, you know, people get a little upset, don't they? People get like, I'm not really sure. All right, this one is called Light Rust, and I'm going to start out with some of her hair with this light rust color. And I'm going to alternate what I'm coloring, I was going to call her hair the blades of grass, but no, they're not the blades of grass. Different colors throughout her hair, just to kind of get it so that it is different alternating colors. Now, some of them, we don't want to do every other. I don't want to make it so it's in every other. We've got this color called Sandpiper. I'm going to add back in. Life is not perfect, Pam is saying. Being happy and content is. Oh, truer words could not be said. I agree with you. It's like how, like, I don't know. I was going to say, how happy do you want to be? But of course you want to be the happiest you possibly can. But at what expense, right? So creating something, I think, spills over into the rest of your life. I think that without you realizing it, not only does it provide satisfaction for you and to actually create something that you love and create something beautiful in your environment, whether it's something you're going to hang up or a DIY project like Dawn said. But the other part is that it gives you the confidence. Somebody said that. Who said that? It gives you the confidence. Dawn, was it you that had said that? Gives you the confidence. And it really does, without you realizing, give you the confidence to kind of move on to something more. Move on to the next thing. So it will give you the confidence to continue on to something else, and just allowing your mind to be in that place of stillness and that relaxation part of it. It will actually, let's see what color this is, by the way. Ooh, this is like a greenish color. It's called Wizard, and I think I like it for the pants. It will just kind of allow you to be a better person in other parts of your life, because you have to find some part of your life to I don't know, have a happy time. You know, there's some times where I am ready to do a live video or a live class, and I mean, this may happen to all of you too that are participating in, whether it's one of my videos or someone else's, and I'm just like not feeling it. Like, you know, I just cannot, I don't know, maybe I'm going to cancel it. And then I think to myself, wait a minute, if I cancel that, I'm going to be missing out on something, on that 1 hour of joy that this brings me. I'm going to be missing out on interacting with people that I enjoy spending time with. I'm going to be missing out on something that is good in my life. And then how will that make me feel if I'm missing out? So maybe it will actually make me feel better. So not that I'm pushing myself to do it, and it's not a painful thing. Sorry about that. I had to move this up. But maybe it's just something that will allow me to feel better overall. This one is called Dark Night, and I'm going to go over the green. Look at the color of it. It's like a grayish, charcoalish color, but I'm going over my green, my wizard color, to give her dark pants. You know, all right, so there is, those are the pants. Now we have these this greenery right here that's happening. And I want to make that light, but I want to make, my pencils are just not having a happy time right now. We're going to use green glow for the background. And then I'm going to use grass blade for this section here. Oh, my pencils are getting all discombobulated. Let me just give these two a quick sharpen. All right, first I'm going to do those little blades, these little blades of grass right here. A little kind of like greenery that's sticking up. And then we'll move on to adding the darker green around the border. Now, the back of this page is blue. What do you think? Should we do it blue? Should we leave it white? What are you going to do with it? I love seeing everybody's interpretation of this page and everybody's final results, because some people leave them white, some people add some pointillism, some people color that background. It's just amazing what everyone is able to do with this. So let's talk about, because we're almost done with this page, and I do want to kind of talk about one more time. I want to just kind of read through what this page is all about. So let's see. So creativity is what I wrote. This is one of the part that I wrote here. Creativity allows each person to express themselves from their heart. Your true self will shine through when you are creative. I think that's what do you think about that? I think it's true. Your true, if it can be something as simple as finding an odd-shaped rock on the ground and you see it shaped as an animal's head. So it's how you see things, you know? Let your mind go to that place and let your mind just kind of see things from, you know, it's childlike in a way, right? Or it can be cooking a delicious meal for friends and family. What really matters is, are you enjoying the process? Are you happy with the results? Because that's all that counts. All that counts is what's happening with you. Have you learned something about yourself through the creation process? Being creative allows one to unplug from the chaos of life and escape to a place of peace. So create something today. Create something today that will allow, and that just goes for every day, not just this day, but, you know, create something today that will allow your mind and to go to that place of stillness. All right, so here is Green Glow. Well, this is a pretty color. If you're a fan of green, this is it. Very, very pretty. Not as dark as what I have in the colored version of this book, but definitely a pretty, 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 pretty book. Pam says, the many health issues I have, clouds are seeing something in wood paneling. Oh, yes, you're right, Rosie. That is so right. The many issues I have been having and taking care of my mom who stays with us. She is bedridden and incontinent and has dementia. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Pam. Have really been stressing me out for the past 6 months. I have to have an outlet where I can chill out. Coloring and crocheting and reading are my escapes. Thank you, Anne, for providing me an hour of relief with your coloring videos. Plus, I enjoy other comments. Oh, Pam. You know, Pam, that comment is why I do this. And if the only person that I can touch, the only life that I can touch is you, one person, then that's what makes me continue doing it. And on the days that I think to myself, you know, maybe I'm just not feeling it today, you know, maybe I feel like I don't even want to do it, or, you know, I'm kind of thinking I want to cancel today. I don't, because unless I have like a technology problem, but I don't, because I think to myself, there's people waiting. You know, and I'm not saying that like it having a big head, but there's people waiting. There's people that are counting on this, and people's lives that are being touched, and that is such an incredible feeling to be able to touch another person's life in a way that I don't even know if there's words for it, for what happens. But thank you for that comment. I appreciate it. Okay, so there is this green glow. I wouldn't say that this green glows, actually, but it definitely is a deep green color. Maybe I might name it green grass or leaf green. Could be a leaf green color. I mean, certainly other sets of Black Widows have greens, but everything is different. And I think that some colors have a softer lead to them. I don't know why that happens. Thank you, Pam. You're going to make me cry. All right, so, you know, I wasn't doing lives, right, for a little while because I had some family things going on. I wasn't doing them for a little while. And I'll tell you, it had a huge, it really had, there was a hole in my life. There was definitely, I definitely could feel that things were not the same. So, I don't know, just, it's amazing the things you can find that just to kind of save yourself type feeling, don't you think? You got to do that one little thing. All right, so here we go with this piece right here. So what else is everyone doing for the rest of the summer? Can you believe it's August? I can't believe it's August. I honestly cannot. I mean, how many more weeks until winter? Holy mackerel. Why do I say holy mackerel now? Alice says, you don't even know, Anne, how much you do for us. Alice, I'm going to tell you something. I have never, and I'm not going to go into it right now, but you all, the impact and the benefit that I get from coloring books in general especially from these live videos, is more than anyone realizes. And I don't talk about it because it would be just like, you know, the complaint train. But you would never believe it. I mean, I just feel like there's times where, well, I don't know. It basically says, this is the hour to forget about what's bad. You know, and we've had color-alongs in the past where people made comments in the past that were negative comments that we didn't like, that were less than happy, and I told them to stop. And I do that for a reason, because this should be a happy time. This should be an escape from the world. You know? Oh, happy birthday. I know a few people have a birthday. You too, Alice? Yeah. You would never believe it. Ever. I mean, it's amazing. Amazing. You know? Oh, Donna, I didn't even know you were watching. I'm so happy you are. My birthday's 8/11. I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah, I know 2 people that have a birthday on that day. Daughters and granddaughters' birthdays for Rosie. Oh, how exciting. Donna's saying, I very much agree with Pam. Even though we've not met in person, I consider you my friend, Anne, and enjoy talking with you. Oh my goodness. I started playing pickleball in what seems like the hottest summer on record. What is pickleball? I hear a lot about it, and I want to know what it is. Does it involve a pickle? Oh, Alice's birthday is 8/15. Ooh. Happy birthday to everyone, just in case I miss it. What is pickleball, Donna? I consider all of you my friends too, by the way. It's a group of like-minded people, right? They get together. You know, it's just a different situation. It's a tribe. Maybe we should call ourselves a tribe. I don't know. Plus, sometimes it's hard to go places, not just COVID, but just in general. Maybe people have other commitments, other things happening, and they can't like go to a place where it's an in-person thing. That's why I started coloring camp. Mood buster plants. No, I do not know about this, Rosie. Tell us more. I need to know more about mood buster plants and pickleball. That's why I started coloring camp, actually, because it was a good time, a good way for people to kind of have an activity, to get together for a week. But maybe you couldn't go anywhere, and it would be too expensive if we ever did it in person, because you'd have to find a place you'd have to get yourself there. And then COVID happened, and you know, and then maybe you can't. Maybe you have other commitments in life that you cannot get away for those amount of days. Or maybe you can't get away for even one day. People, you don't realize what's going on in someone's life. I don't know about these mood buster plants. Pickleball is all the rage now. I know. I keep hearing it too, Pam. My county executive authorized 9 courts to be built. Oh, I need to know more about this pickleball. Does it involve me going out? Well, obviously it involves me going outside, right? No, I do go outside. I'm saying that like I am not going outside. No, I'm not saying it that way. This one is called Pleasant Blue. I'm going to do the background with this blue. It's played with what I described. Okay. Donna's giving us the pickleball. It's played with what I describe as an oversized ping pong paddle with a wiffle ball type ball on a badminton sized court. So are you hitting the ball over a net like you would in badminton? And does it look like a pickle? Why is it called pickleball? I have a lot of questions, Donna. I don't know if anybody's playing pickleball around me. I guess people really are into it, though, because I have heard a lot about it. Look how pretty this blue is, by the way. I'm very upset, though, that this, see that line right there? Let's just ignore that. And I'm going kind of on the side because I want it to be soft. You could use makeup for this background. See this part right here? I don't know what I should do about that. Senior citizens find it very satisfying as a physical activity. Really, Pam? Okay. Is there going to be a lot of running around? I think I better look this up. It seems like it would be fun. I think maybe the name. Is it the name that's doing it? Maybe. Right? Sometimes just the name. Well, like wiffle ball, I guess. That's kind of funny. Well, good for you for doing it, Donna. And it is very hot. That line is texture. I know, but you know what, Alice? It's the only line that's in there. Does it look okay that that's the only... Now, why did that happen? Right? You don't know why that happened. I think it was something underneath it. It's very popular in the 55-plus communities in Florida. Wow. I don't know. Maybe I should start playing it. Bugs. What are we saying about bugs, Rosie? Now she's confusing me. Rosie, I'm so glad you decided to join camp after all that. You weren't going to do it at first, and then you sent me, and then you did. So many people, by the way, are part of coloring camp, by the way. Did I tell you how many people? And it's all because of all of you that encouraged me in that video a few weeks ago to do camp again. We have 17 campers so far. And I know there's more of you out there that have not signed up yet. So August 31st is on its way. Can't believe it. If we were in person, we'd have to build a pickleball. Donna's saying it's over a net, but it's low like a tennis net. And you serve underhand, not overhand like in tennis. Supposedly it was created in the 60s and named after their dog. Oh, interesting. Maybe it's a hippie thing. Do you think it's hippie? Hippy dippy? Add more lines if it bothers you. So I know. I can't wait for camp either, Marianne. How do we sign up for camp? Pam is saying. Camp, all you have to do to sign up for camp is to... let me see if I can get the link. How about that? You just have to purchase the camp book on Amazon. I'm going to get you the link for the camp book. I'll put it in this video. You purchase the book, and then you get let into the camp group on Facebook, and we camp for 5 days. There's a live coloring tutorial every day for 5 days. Every day you can win something. You can win a PDF copy of a coloring book by another artist. You can win a PDF coloring book from me. Oh, exciting, Mamie. All right, so Pam, here's the link. This is the link for coloring camp. That's the book on Amazon. And I'm excited about it because I haven't done one. Actually, I have the book, actually. I'll show you the book. So each day we'll be doing a different video, and we've got the watercolor, I'll show you here. Watercolor effect on this day with watercolor pencils and wax. We're going to use a taper candle, or you can even use like a birthday candle, or if you didn't even have a candle, you could probably use a white crayon, a white acrylic crayon. Then the next day we're working with textures, which we're going to be using crayon with this, and you're also going to need some tape and like an 8-inch by 8-inch piece of cardboard. We're going to create that. Then we've got pointillism with markers. We're going to be using shading with colored pencils. We'll use Black Widow Cobras for these. And then we've got grayscale with colored pencils, but you know what? I don't know if we want to use chalk pastels for this. So it says it in the beginning of the book. It's my typo because Paisley was off that day for editing my book. And then we've got some activity pages that we'll be working on during the week, during the live videos. Seek and Find, which has never been in a coloring camp book ever. Word search, which I think that somebody might be doing this with me live. Bookmarks. We have a brain teaser, which these are always a lot of fun. And a word scramble, which I actually need to complete these so I have the answers. Then this book also has some coloring pages. So we've got a coloring page of the house. We've got a grayscale page with some cone flowers. And then this page here, which is more of an abstract type thing. A mandala coloring page. This is from my book Dangles. This was a fun book to draw, actually. Maybe I should do another book like that. And then The next half of the book is another copy of all the pages. So maybe someone that you live with, maybe one of your kids, or maybe if you have a parent or something, they would like to participate. Or maybe you just want to color twice. And then at the end of the book are some swatch charts. And then there's a section with notes. So that's the camp book. So you can get the camp book. It's $24.99 on Amazon. We meet Wednesday, August 31st through Sunday, September 4th. Sure, it's Memorial Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. Can't even believe it's going to be Labor Day weekend. But why not? It's a fun thing to do. We will not be playing pickleball unless Donna would like to do a demonstration for us. That would be funny. I'm glad that you're going to sign up, Mamie. I'm predicting 20 to 25 people for camp, Marianne is saying. Oh, that's so exciting. You know, my big goal is to have 75 people. My big goal is to have 50. But I would think we're going to have about, I don't know. I think we could have 40, Marianne. What do you think? We could have 40 people. Maybe we'll have 25. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we've got 17. Mamie's going to sign up next week. She's going to be number 18. And then if Pam signs up, camp is about an hour each day, Paula. It's like I allow myself an hour and a half, like from 10 to 11:30, but I really try to keep it. Oh, cool, Pam. That would be exciting. So there we have 19. I try to keep it so that it is that 60 minutes because I just don't want to. I think after an hour it's just too long. Donna's saying this. She's telling us about pickleball. Story goes that a congressman and his businessman friend found their family's board, and there was some old badminton equipment around, but missing some of it. And they improvised, so it was born. Did you post somewhere the name brands of pencils, etc., that you're using for camp, or was I just overheated? I did in the camp group, Donna. I did post it. In the camp group, you'll find a list. Once you sign up for camp, you'll find a list in the camp group of the brands that I'm using. You can use any brands, but I don't, you can use any brand of any coloring supply, but I always tell people what I'm using. So, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be Black Widow Cobra, Faber-Castell grips, Crayola for crayons, Stabilo for chalk pastels, and Amaze Rock for watercolor pencils. Unless I could get a different brand of watercolor pencils before then, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to. All right, so let's talk about this. So we've got our BE ARTSY page is done for today. Thank you everyone for participating. Is there a camp group? Yes, there is, Pam. So once you purchase that book on Amazon, simply either send me a message on Facebook with proof of purchase of the book, or send it to my email, which is on the back of the book, proof of purchase. It could be a picture of the book in your hands. It could be a picture of the receipt. It could be a picture of the order number. Like, just let me know that you've got the book. I've got to ask for proof of purchase from everybody, and then I'll get you a link to the group, and you'll be invited to the group. I did send you an invitation, Donna. I know I did, and I think you accepted it. On top of it all, I know you're in the group. I'm going to find the link here. I'll let you know if you're really in the group, Donna, or if you're losing your mind. There's so many people. It's amazing. It's unbelievably. Donna, you're in the group. I added you to the group. Let me see here. You know, Facebook changed the layout. Did you see? They need to make up my mind is what they need to do. I don't think you're losing your mind. I'm going to send you the link. I sent it in a message, Donna. All right, so next week we are going to be working on the words part of this BE ARTSY page. And then the following week, which is the 17th, we're going to work on the note page. And maybe we could write our own page. You know, maybe we could write something for this. But we're going to be working on one of the feathers pages. And then on the 31st, I'm sorry, on the 24th, we'll be working on feisty. And then this will end the month. But we're going to continue this book until it's done. So we have a lot more to go. I don't know when we're going to be done, but we've got 50 pages to color. We meet every week, every Wednesday. So if you're new to today's Coloring Along, if you happen to catch this on your Facebook feed, we meet here every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week. I'll see everyone next week. And don't forget, the other color-alongs, my color-alongs from Color-Along Volume 19 are Mondays and Thursdays. So there's another color-along tomorrow, too, on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much.